This is Roger. Would you support having a school dance?
Yes, I definitely would.
Why would you want one?
Because I think it's a chance for students to have like better connections with their peers in school.
Yeah. Now, why don't you think they let us have a dance in 8th grade?
Why they don't? Because I heard that it was a lot of bad stuff that happened in the 6th grade dance.
All right. Now, last question. Would you support profanity in music?
Yes, definitely. I think it's a normal thing in our community these days.
All right. Thank you, Roger. This is Ty. Would you support having a school dance?
Yes.
Why would you want one?
Because it would be a lot of fun.
Now, why do you think they don't let us have one in 8th grade?
Because they don't want us touching each other.
Okay. What are some rules you think would be for a dance?
Bring your own food.
Okay. Now, would you support profanity in music?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Ty. Thanks. This is James.
No, that's Jesus. That's my baby.
Would you support having a school dance?
Yes,
Why would you want one?
because we got to have one in 8th grade, yet it stopped in 7th and 8th grade. Well, we got to have one in 6th grade, but it stopped in 7th and 8th grade.
All right. Now, how do you think like we could be more responsible to prove ourselves that we can have a dance?
Maybe by like actually raising money for the dance, so we could have pay for all the snacks and stuff.
All right. Now, would you support profanity in music?
I support it unless it was like bleeped out at the dance and like what they played was okay.
Okay. Now, what are some eligibility standards for a dance?
You didn't ask me that kind of question. Me either.
I don't think it matters. Like, I think they should just be allowed to come to the dance. Like, maybe pay like a couple dollars for that set. I don't think grades or anything should have anything to do with it.
Couple dollars.
All right. That's James. Would you support having a school dance?
For 8th graders,
Yes, for the graders.
I think the 8th graders could have a dance if they could behave themselves,
Okay. Why would you want one?
just to give them an opportunity for a night here with their friends.
Yeah. Would you support profanity in music?
Here at the junior high?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Mr. Glenn,
Yes.
would you or would you not support having an 8th grade dance?
I would probably support having an 8th grade dance. I don't know if they've had 8th grade dances in the past year, but I would probably support it.
Now, why would you support one?
I've seen it be something that has worked out in the past in other junior highs I've worked at. I guess I don't know the reasons for or against it necessarily.
Now, last question. Would you or would you not support profanity in music?
Would I support profanity in music? I don't know what that means by support.
Would you like it in our music?
In the music, during the dance. Sorry about that. It would have to depend on what we're talking about, but it might not be suitable for the dance.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Glenn.
Thank you.
Ms. Shook, would you or would you not support an 8th grade dance?
I would support an 8th grade dance.
Now, why would you?
Why would I?
I
I think it's a valuable activity for our 8th graders to take part in.
All right. Now, last question. Would you or would you not support profanity in music?
I do not support profanity in music.
All right. Thank you. Mr. March, would you support having an 8th grade dance?
That depends on the amount of supervision available by 8th grade teachers and the number of students, and as well as what's going on during the time of the dance in terms of other activities.
Now, would you support profanity in music, curse words?
No, I would not in school.
Now, what do you think should be some rules to this dance?
Well, that's not necessarily for me to decide at this point. Obviously, the conduct we expect from students in school would carry over to the dance as well. Obviously, in school, there's no physical contact, public displays of affection, things of that nature, and that would not be tolerated at the dance. Obviously, if you're dancing with somebody, you might have some contact, but there needs to be a proximity.
All right, now, what do you think should be some standards to the dance, like some eligibility standards?
Well, obviously, if you're suspended from school, you would not be able to attend the dance. That would probably be about one of the main things. I don't think there's anything in terms of academics or grades that would make somebody ineligible from attending the dance.
All right, thank you, Mr. March.
You're welcome, Jesus.
Ms. Alapatu,
Yes,
would you or would you not support having an 8th grade dance?
I would support having an 8th grade dance.
Why would you?
I think it's a good time for the kids to get together, have some fun outside of school, and it sounds like it's something that the kids have expressed that they wanted to do.
Now, what do you think some standards on this dance would be, some rules?
Some rules. Well, I think that there need to be enough teachers that know the kids that are willing to supervise. I think the basic school rules about having appropriate school behavior, the kind of language that kids are using, making sure that the behavior as far as hands and feet to themselves are appropriate. I would say that if a student's suspended, that they wouldn't be allowed to come to the dance either. And then I think if there were other stipulations, like if there is an agreement that if you have X amount of referrals you can't go, or you need to have X amount of night cash to be able to go, that could be something else to consider.
Okay. Now, last question. Would you or would you not support profanity in music?
I would say no. I would say that it needs to be school appropriate. And I say that because even with athletics, one of the things that I tell the kids when they do their warm-ups and their mixed tapes is that it needs to be school appropriate, and the profanity needs to be out. It needs to be a clean version. So I would say no. I would support that.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Alapatu. All right. Would you or would you not support an 8th grade dance?
An 8th grade dance?
Yes.
I have mixed feelings about that. It would be more of a party, I think. It would be fun to have for everyone who's exiting the junior high to have a get-together like that. What you guys don't realize is that you're going on to high school where you have a lot of the formal dances and gatherings like that. So, I can see where you might like to, but I'm not sure where I fall in deciding on that.
All right. Now, what are some rules that you think would be for this party or dance?
Some rules? Well, just the basic common courtesy ones, that everybody behaves and observes the rules of the school and treats it like a gathering that it is, and exhibits good manners. As far as dress code, I don't think that it would warrant formal dress like you would if you were going to a prom or anything in high school. Maybe, but I think everybody should dress nicely for it, because if you're going to make it a special occasion, it needs to be treated like that.
Okay, last question. Would you or would you not support profanity in music?
Would I not support profanity music? I do not.
All right.
I do not. I banned when my kids were growing up, and they're quite older now. I blocked MTV and BET in my house because the music was way out of line, and I don't think that it adds anything to the musical process, or that it is necessary to promote a good song. A good song will stand on its own. It doesn't need shock value that profanity brings to the music.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.